Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to talk about a special strategy because when I did the last time I would say not really a strategy guide, but we wanted to try new stuff in Legend League, and the last time we tried Electro Dragon with a Queen War combined, and most of the guys wanted to see Valkyries, like how to use them, what possible army compositions are out there. And I tried to find an army which makes sense. I will explain a little bit later as well. But I saw so many suggestions of Valkyries with jump spells, with earthquakes, with I don't know, like a kill squad, so many possibilities. But most of those armies you guys suggested made no sense when it comes down to the strength of the troop itself. Valkyries are super good to like break a wall with a rage. They don't need a jump spell that often. Like they're super strong against those walls, so you don't really need a jump. The same thing with, I don't know, like earthquakes. Why would you want that the Valkyries split completely? So as soon as they're in a group, they're super strong. But if they're alone, they're kind of weak. So normally you try to make sure that all of the Valkyries stay in a group to get through the base pretty much. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's why I opted into this army composition. It's already been out there for a while. Most of the time it got used on Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 11. It's called Falcon. But well, on Town 12, in my opinion, it's not too strong because like Valkyries as a troop itself are not that strong. At least that's how I felt after the first couple of attacks. Maybe I will change my mind over the video, but when I started the video, like recording for the video, I felt like this won't work at all. Like Valkyries are super weak, and well, at the first day, I recorded 2 days of my Legend League attacks. At the first day, it didn't work at all. I had not a single triple. I had, I think, 1 or 2 1-stars, so it was a kind of bad day. But I still tried to somehow make it work, so I tried a little bit more. This is still on my first day, this attack, which means you already know this won't be a triple, but it was a kind of decent percentage attack. So that was okay, but at the same time the wars were not too high. So what is the goal of this attack? Like, how do you guys use this attack? The goal of this attack is to funnel your troops into a wall that your Valkyries will break this wall, and your queen with the warden and the bowlers can follow in the base. Within the base, you want your Valkyries always create like a pathing for your bowlers, which means you don't want the bowlers to split from the Valkyries. You always want to have the bowlers following the Valkyries. So that's kind of the key. For example, on this base, the idea was to queen charge the town hall, try to queen charge the CC, like the clan castle as well, and then send in the Valkyries in combination with the bowlers onto the king platform. With this, we will break into the core of the space, like in between of the Inferno Towers, and open up pretty much the entire base. From this on, it would be kind of random where our Valkyries would split kinda, but still we have quite some spells to support them because we won't need too many spells to get into the town hall. Like you guys see right now, we didn't use a single spell because there is not enough damage to make sure that we actually have to use rage spells. So we attack the town hall, there's no damage on our queen, which means we still don't need a rage. Obviously, time is an issue because we have already 1 minute gone. So it's getting kind of close. So we have to send in the Valkyries with the bowlers. CC is coming up, but that's no problem. We are raging up everything. And now everything is going into the core. Just to make sure that we don't have any of our troops dying, even though we have our healers. We just make sure with dropping a heal spell. So we still have a lot of rages left. We place the next one. We get a Warbreaker set into the Inferno Tower to make sure that all of our troops actually get like deeper into the base, and then use the Warden ability to make sure that our Warbreakers get even deeper to open up the next compartment. You guys see, even though they're splitting up, they're getting a lot of value. And the Valkyries are kind of the most important thing in this attack. So I try to get them back into the base again with using the slammer and opening up all of the walls. Meanwhile, I use the heal spell at the top to make sure that most of my boulders are still living, or like are still alive. And then I have the kind of usual haste spell with me, because in my slammer are normally loons. So a lot of guys ask me, why do you use a slammer, another ram in combination with Valkyries? The answer is pretty simple, because Valkyries, one of their big reasons why you could use Valkyries is because they're that good against walls. Like, use a rage and maybe the one ability or something to keep the Valkyries alive, and they will smash every single wall in the base pretty much. Like you see in this base, there's so many walls are gone. Obviously a couple of them was the stone slammer, but still there are so many walls destroyed by the Valkyries, which is kind of one of their special abilities, if you want to put it like this. So you don't need a ram, especially because Valkyries are so quick, which means after the first wall already, you probably have the ram far behind the Valkyries, so you don't really get any value out of the ram, which makes the slammer way more useful. On this one, it's going to be a triple, even though the time was close, but on this base it worked really nicely. Next attack, and you guys will see it really often that I'm coming in from the other side than the town hall, because we have always the slammer as a safe option to save that 2-star. It's especially working when you have an anti-3-star base, but if you have an anti-2-star base, you can pretty much do the same with saving the slammer and sniping the town hall in the core pretty much. Obviously, you have to make sure that the slammer is actually going to the town hall. There's no Tesla farm around that or anything, so you can actually snipe that. On this base, I tried to funnel to make sure that all of my Valkyries are going once again into the wall. Boulders in behind, wall in behind, and I did not use my king because I wanted to use my king on the outside to make sure that all of my troops are staying inside the base, because if the boulders or Valkyries are walking, it's kind of useless. So we have already a couple of layers opened with our Valkyries, but well, they decided to go through the wrong wall. I had to use my warden early, but still, it's looking kind of decent. Let's put it like this. We have a couple of boulders on the left side, we have Valkyries on the right side, and our queen in the middle. So we have only this ball around or behind the town hall. So if we can somehow get through this, it should be alright. So let's see whether we can make this work. All of the spells are, or like most of the spells are still up. We have still the poison, we have still the haste and the rage spell left. And at this point, I tried to figure out where to use my spells. I was thinking about using it on my queen or like on the Valkyries, maybe something like that. I had to use the king ability meanwhile as well, and well, tried to search for some black mines. Found a couple, and now I have to use the rage to make sure that my queen is staying alive actually, because the lava hound is still there, and my queen will take out this. There's not that much damage like left over. I have still the poison left, and now I can pretty much wait for my queen to like get a bit more value. I still have her ability left. A couple of more wall breakers to get my queen inside or anything. I dropped the wall breakers now because my plan was to actually drop the slammer onto the town hall, which opened pretty much the entire base for my queen. But there was one issue which I didn't really thought about. So far everything is alright, but queen is stepping into the Giga Bomb. I completely forgot that there's this stupid Giga Bomb, and I think even if I would have like used my queen ability, the queen would have died. So that was kind of unfortunate, I guess. I don't know how to like avoid that, but yeah, well, my queen got completely obliterated by the Giga Bomb. I think otherwise it could have been a triple, but this way it's not really working. So still a high percentage, but we have one attack left to watch and take a look whether I can do anything better. One thing which I have to say as well is that you get slowly better at the strategy. Like at the first day, like I said, I had 0 triples. At the second day, I had already a couple. So it's getting slowly better, but still, let's get to the like final decision in the end of the video. But still, like, it's tough. Another problem which is there, especially with the attacks with Valkyries, is as soon as the base is really opened, you don't really have any control anymore over your Valkyries. They can split like in left, right, whatever wherever they want to go pretty much, and you don't really can control them too much, because sometimes, obviously, like on ring bases, you have possibilities to save them, like try to funnel with the king, funnel with the queen, but it's not too easy. And on most of the bases, it's just not working. Like on this one, I just pretty much spam everything into the town and hope for the best. I don't know whether this would have worked with like something like a P.E.K.K.A smash as well, but let's see how much percentage we can get with the Valkyrie attack. They're getting through most of the walls. I tried to use a heal spell in the middle to save everything, but somehow my Valkyries died. We still have quite some troops left, and I tried to clean up already with my wizards. That's what they're up for. And we still have the slammer left, so isn't looking too bad, I guess. But we have still those stupid air defenses. But at the top, there's no air defense, so we could send in the slammer. So let's check out what is possible pretty much. Send in the slammer. Meanwhile, our troops at the bottom are checking out all of the defenses. Our queen is still alive. No boulders left, which is unfortunate, but hey. One more wizard at the top, and our slammer is going inside the base. We have our queen ability left, which is clutch. And meanwhile, our wizard at the bottom is clearing out most of the trash buildings as well. So it's looking not too bad. It's still really close, but it could be possible that we're getting another 3-star. So let's check it out. Haste spell is down. We're trying to get into the last air defense. There's a Tesla, so it's getting closer and closer. Arch tower is going down, and now we have to pretty much wait for the cannon to go down, because then we can place the cleanup wizard over there to make sure that we don't run short on time, because we have still quite some time left, but we have still a couple of walls to go through. So loons are coming into the Tesla, but well, there might be a black mine over there, and the queen is helping to clean up everything. Meanwhile, the other wizard is helping on the right side, so this is going to be a triple. And well, I have to say it was a kind of lucky triple. So well, those were all of my attacks, and I just like as looking back on the 2 days of using this strategy, I just can say there are so many other strategies out there that are there's way stronger than this strategy. And it's not because this Valkyrie strategy is bad or anything. It's just because Valkyries itself are just bad. I don't recommend using them on any town level pretty much. There are nearly always better options. And well, I don't recommend you guys use Valkyries in kill squads or anything, because boulders are way stronger. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. And well, don't use Valkyries, at least if you want to gain trophies. So see you guys in the next video.